The court raised a crucial issue before Melly's retrial in September. Melly might get a life term for killing Chaser. Juvie still faces a life sentence for witness tampering even after his death.
New charges against Demon, 2 others who were allegedly involved. The charges include tampering with a witness, directing the activities of a criminal, solicitation or conspiracy to commit tampering, and unlawful use of a two-way communication device. Now, a couple of those charges actually carry a life in prison sentence if there's a conviction.
The prosecutor claimed that Melly called and instructed someone to follow her from his jail cell in an effort to persuade his ex-girlfriend Maria not to testify against him. Even YNW Juvie's father acknowledged the truth in an interview with The Street, revealing the code terms Melly used when discussing his ex-girlfriend.
It was this kind of crazy way that Melly was communicating. He wasn't allowed to use the phone, but he was passing notes to people, and then this person's calling this person, and then that person.
Seems like to me they're going through extreme measures, trying to cover up or convince people not to testify, like Mariah mom. They was using code words like Rihanna and A$AP Rocky.
Melly faces life in jail for witness tampering alone, but we hear from. According to Melly's mother, Melly has been forbidden from checking his mail or using a phone, both of which are against the law.
Has not been convicted of anything, and even other inmates that have been convicted or anything, they have the right to use a telephone. They have a right to just to be allowed to write letters to their loved ones, to receive their mail. They hold his mail.
But if Melly tried to call in to observe tampering, they wouldn't let him in. This implies that they most likely possessed evidence of it and will provide it during his trial in. As a result, Jamie King revealed in September that she is heartbroken and helpless for her child, who is not allowed to talk to anyone while in prison.
You saw Melly's statement just saying how he's been hurt, how he's scared for his life. As a mother, how did that make you feel?
It's heartbreaking. It made me feel completely helpless. Broward Sheriff's Office definitely needs to be investigated. I mean, they are making up their own rules. We tried to go to court about this situation. The judge really doesn't have any jurisdiction when it comes to the jail, because we actually had a hearing about the mistreatment of him, and the jail they make their own rules. And I don't think that's fair, because I know that they need to answer to someone too.
However, Charleston White did react to this, but instead of turning into sympathetic to Melly and pleased that she isn't receiving preferential treatment.
The YNW Melly, I'm so happy he in jail getting mistreated. Yeah, I'm so happy he in jail getting mistreated, homie. Homie, when you take a life, homie, you ain't got a right to complain about a motherfucking thing, about being mistreated. When you done chose to play.
We witnessed the impact of Melly's situation on his mother. Boozy stepped in to check on.
She real, bro. You know she real.
She's stressed out. I heard she had a.
Yeah, she real, and I reached my hand out to him, cause I'm real. Yeah, I reached out to him, bro. I met his mom, and she a good shit.
But at his latest hearing, Melly's emotions were made plain. As he originally came into court, he was reportedly ungroomed and furious, but it was reported that his demeanor changed as the judge began discussing his release from custody. He needs to think carefully about who he wants to defend him in court, because his more than 2,100-day jail term shocked everyone, including Melly.
Let me repeat myself. Mr. Demons has to make an informed decision about who he wants as lawyers. He's now been sitting in our jail for 2,159 days. So, how long would you like to be able to make that decision?
I can't determine when the investigation will be over. That's up to the Broward Sheriff's Office, but I can, as I said, I'm just asking for a week, and then I'm asking for at least a day or two.
You can decide by tomorrow. I've also reserved all of tomorrow.
They are currently looking into one of Melly's attorneys, which is the most recent setback in her case. The new judge told the prosecution to present a compelling case for Melly's detention or release on bond because he has been incarcerated for so long without being found guilty. Investigations into Raven Liberty's alleged witness are still ongoing. While she waits for a retrial, the rapper is interfering, but it's troubling that she might not even be being investigated, just another ruse to postpone Melly's trial. In an attempt to get him released on bond, Melly's lawyers pointed to evidence from the prior trial, stating that Melly had texted his ex-girlfriend to inform her that men were pursuing him at the time of the murder.
Part of he's saying that someone just shot the car up and was trying to shoot them. So I asked him if he was okay, where he was, and he's like, there's a car coming behind him, like hiding. He was like, there's some, there's some, I think they're still out here or something. So I'm like, are you okay? He's like, I'm okay. I said, well, where are Sack and Juvie? And he said, I don't know if they're in the car. I think they're...
Rival street members appear to have targeted Melly despite the fact that no firearm was discovered to have been used in the crime adds credence to Melly's claims.
So the first thing is I didn't have a firearm, so I can't know which firearm I'm going to use in order to replicate any of my tests. So I can't make tests for this determination because I don't know what firearms.
Sadly, this is insufficient to guarantee Melly's freedom. And because the retrial is taking so long, the prosecutors have had time to conduct additional research, assembling even more pieces of the crime and providing fresh details not covered in the initial. Federal authorities discovered Melly had a strong contact with King Val prior to her detention. This former member of O Block revealed something Melly allegedly told King Von when he sought his help with the problem involving his two friends, Sack Chaser and Juvie.
Did Von really tell you that Melly told him that he was two friends?
He ain't come out and say, like, we got into an argument. And so, you know, if you know, when people can say something without saying it. And so he told me, like, once I posted what I posted, Von was mad at me, bro. Why you put there, bro? Walk the bam. I'm like, you sitting up here, like, you know the love we got. You do this for us, but you gonna trust that his two friends? And he said, them was trying to extort him. And so I'm like, if they was trying to extort him, then why you?
You can see the bag. Chaser and Juvie were attempting to collect money from Melly because YNW was their registered firm. However, Melly and her band's concert sales, apparel sales, and business promotion accounted for the majority of the company's revenue. As requested by Juvie and Chaser, Melly sought V for advice on how to divide the group equally by 25%. Take them off his back, offered how V handles street issues. You can only speculate as to what kind of advice King Von would have offered Melly. Melly would have the ideal motivation as he wouldn't have to pay Sack Chaser and Juvie anymore. This is really alarming, especially in light of the phone evidence that Melly texted her confession to the crime.
The Gambino account asked him if he was okay, and his response was, I did that, and placed a smiley face emoji.
And the next message from 10/26/2018 at 16:02 from Eastern Standard Time. The YNW Melly account says what?
After that,
Additionally, a Facebook Live video that Melly's phone captured revealed. Melly's feelings are revealed to the public less than 6 hours after the catastrophe.
Melly still turned regardless of what happened this early morning. He's still out here being very positive. Turned still. Hey! No, still turned, regardless of what happened, you heard?
They looked into the Jeep where the murder was committed in an effort to gather further evidence against them, as it appears that neither of them was mourning the loss of their two best friends. Collapsed, and according to one analyst, the perpetrator was in the back left seat, and it may have been a drive-by.
Number, you said 17 outside the car. How many rounds were inside of the car?
3.
And can you exclude the for Mr. Williams and Mr. Thomas as coming from outside of the car?
Yes. From the driver's side back seat.
As to the Not Christopher Thomas. Where did that name from?
Driver's side, back seat.
Oh. Is it possible for there to have been two inside that car?
No.
Why not?
There is no time assignment, which is to determine if this is a driver. And my determination was that this is not a drive-by. And it's based upon this picture here, which is a very good picture to describe it. All of these rounds are done. One is done at a stationary position. At a stationary position when all but one of these rounds are going in. The one round that has some movement in it, which is round site L here, the actually moved.
Ju's mother was then introduced by the prosecution to them. I went over and inquired as to who had climbed into the car's left back seat.
Can you state your name? Your full name for the jury.
Leon Phillips.
Okay. And are you related to one of the victims in this case?
Yes, I am.
How so?
I'm his mother.
And who is that?
Christopher Thomas.
Ms. Phillips, did you see who entered into the occupants who entered into that gray Jeep?
Yes.
Do you recognize where your son entered that gray Jeep?
Yes.
Which seat, if you can identify for the jury?
He got in the back seat on the right hand side.
Did you recognize the individual that got into the back seat on the left side, the rear driver's side?
Yes.
And who was that individual?
Janelle.
Melly's case became more complex when federal agents investigated Portland's house and discovered records describing the jurors' attendance and locations. Perched in the courtroom, giving the impression that they would influence the jurors as well as the witnesses.
Co-defendant YNW Portland was booked into a Miami jail Monday night and is being held behind bars on an out-of-county warrant. We just confirmed the warrant is out of Broward County for witness tampering. The warrant obtained by Law and Crime Network states as follows. On or about April 10, 2023, continuing through and including July 22, 2023, Cortland Henry, aka Portland, along with others, did unlawfully and knowingly engage in misleading conduct toward another person with the intent to cause or induce them to withhold testimony. The warrant continues the alleged witness had been summoned by the legal process to the jury trial of Jamel Dimmons, aka YNW Melly. The dates in the warrant are important. Jury selection for Melly started in mid-April, and a judge declared a mistrial on July 22nd, the same day the warrant claims Portland allegedly tampered with the witness.
J Academics was completely surprised they even attempted this.
Keep it real, this is sloppy. Portland, how the f you gonna have the notebook of the jurors in your house? Holy shit. Like, come the f on. It's like doing them and having the surveillance tape in your DVD player or something like that. You know what I mean? Like, come on, bro. Like they raid your crib and the surveillance footage of the is in your DVD player. Like, oh, okay, thank you, brother.
Boyd claimed that the federal government was thus making every effort to keep him behind bars because they find additional proof against Melly, even if he was the one who did it.
Now they're putting even more charges on him, and then
when they want you, they want you. I knew they wanted him bad when they waited for that law to get passed. So it'd be 8-4.
Oh, right, yeah.
They waited all the way till that law got passed to take him to trial.
Yeah, he was in jail for what, 2 years, 3 years?
Yeah, they could have been took you to trial.
You're right.
They waited till that law got passed and took him to trial a couple months later. When they want you, man. Just don't see how he didn't get a bond after a mistrial.
Yeah.
That made me like, God damn.
Yeah.
Like, after a mistrial, that doesn't happen, bro.